Decoded.
Welcome, Curious Minds, to another exciting Book Decoded podcast episode.
Great to be here.
Today we're cracking open Resurface by Cassidy Krug. It feels like a really smart roadmap for anyone navigating those big shifts in life.
Absolutely. Krug, she's a former Olympic diver, and she started writing this asking a pretty big question. Is anyone else, grieving the road not traveled? Or, struggling to adapt, trying to figure out that next leap? This book is really her search for people who've handled transitions well, with grace, and figuring out what we can all learn.
It really does feel like a blueprint for a better transition. It's full of stories, right? From friends to a formerly incarcerated PhD, just a fascinating range.
Exactly.
So our mission today, let's pull out the wisdom, maybe some surprising facts, and definitely the actionable ideas, things to make your tough transitions maybe a bit easier to handle, and the good parts, bring a little more joy. Okay?
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
So Krug's core question, it really kicked off after her own diving career ended. Post-Olympics.
Right.
She was wrestling with whether going back to diving was like real passion or just, the comfort zone.
Familiar territory.
Exactly. And her coach, Rick, famously told her, the world was too big and the pool was too small, which is such a great line.
Wow.
And that highlights how some transitions, like retiring from sports, they have these really clear endings. But the book also talks about sleeper transitions.
Sleeper transitions.
Yeah, like a long-term illness. They just sort of creep up, no clear beginning or end. And then there are non-events.
Non-events. Like
Carrie's IVF journey in the book.
Yeah.
It's marked by something not happening, an expected outcome that doesn't arrive.
Yeah.
And that leads to a whole different kind of grief.
That idea of a clear ending versus these other types, it really makes you think. But the book says transitions often throw us into the murk, right?
Yes, the murk, that liminal space.
Where your identity is shifting and you just don't know what's next. Krug, coming from such a structured life, had to learn to just sit with not knowing.
Like Emma in the book, who found confidence just by getting through one day at a time. Simple, but powerful.
So what's the most maybe surprising strategy Krug found for dealing with all that uncertainty?
Well, what's really interesting is how our interpretation shapes it. Krug suggests, and Dr. Nayer's insights back this up, that instead of avoiding the discomfort, you should actually engage with it.
Lean into it.
Kind of.
Oh,
Experience it so it doesn't paralyze you later. It fits with what Sabina Selassie says, pain is inevitable. But suffering, the story we build around the pain, that's optional.
Okay.
And this is where rituals can come in too. Like Ryan, the elite runner, he used these grueling marathons, 7 continents, to mark his retirement, turning a potentially painful end into something intentional, powerful.
That's a huge mental shift. And it connects to how telling your story can reshape things too, right? Like Dawn grieving her mother.
Exactly. She found peace not by forcing some grand meaning onto it, but by accepting this idea of love as an energy. It let her live meaningfully without needing a neat, tidy conclusion to her grief. It's about presence, not closure.
Presence, not closure. I like that.
Yeah. And the book really emphasizes that we're always changing. Transitions are just these big chances to notice those shifts and adapt.
So it's about translating old skills.
Yes. Like David, the Olympic rower, he shifted from chasing personal wins to sharing his sport, finding a new purpose there. Krug herself had to unlearn diving perfectionism for advertising.
And she ended up building that a la carte life.
Precisely. Embracing multiple passions, not just one path.
Which really challenges our usual ideas of success, doesn't it? Annie Duke talks about this in Quit. Success isn't just sticking with things.
It's picking the right things to stick to and quitting the rest. Absolutely. We see that with Jason, the outlier coach. His career isn't one climb. It's like dots on a journey.
Or Jimmy, diagnosed with Parkinson's, who redefines success away from money towards just, living better, longer.
And that ties into the huge concept of unlearning and adaptability. Heather, who's navigating terminal cancer, her words are so powerful. Don't fight change. Be at peace with it.
Wow.
She talks about having bliss bookends, just daily moments of gratitude to anchor yourself. Finding calm even when everything's uncertain.
What a deep dive this has been into Resurface. It really drives home that transitions are, messy, they're dynamic, they don't always wrap up neatly.
They really don't. But the book gives us some powerful tools, like consciously building supportive communities. Remember Becca's Tater Tuesdays?
Yes.
Or having the courage Sarah showed to just ask for help. It's about telling your story to redefine your narrative and learning to embrace the murk, not fight it.
And definitely redefining success beyond those rigid ladders, like Krug's a la carte life or Jason's dots on a journey. It's about knowing when to pivot, when to push through.
Fundamentally, yeah, it's embracing that constant process of unlearning and adapting, fighting peace with change, like Heather's Bliss bookends help her do.
So this brings up a really important question for you, our listener. Looking ahead, what's maybe one unexpected strength or capability you're ready to discover in yourself as you navigate your next big change? Because as the book shows, when you keep moving with change, you often find you're capable in ways you never anticipated.